Hello everyone, intermediate student who are preparing for Jan 26 attempt. So today I will talk about the paper Audit and Ethics, which is fifth paper of Group 2 Intermediate. So please I will talk about today especially about this subject chapter by marks. Mean how marks has been located each and every chapter. Okay, so this paper is 100 marks. You can see here. Uh, you can see here like paper one paper 3 hours is allocated in exam for 100 marks, but in examination question is asked total 120 marks. If you say how 120 marks, because there is a one question is optional, means there is 6 question is asked in exam, one is optional and question number is one is compulsory. So if you skip one question which is almost 20 marks, okay, then you have to solve 100 marks if you are able to attempt within that time. So that's why there is 120 marks. Okay, so now I will talk about how chapter by mark has been allocated, yeah, given weightage by ICAI. So now let's talk about so guys, here I already saw list of the weightage of marks which has been allocated by ICI. So I here note down chapter by mark has been allocated by ICI. So there are two module of CA intermediate subject audit and ethics, which is paper number 5, which come under group 2. So there are two module 1 and module 2. So in module 1 there are 5 chapter. In module 2 there are 6 chapter. So let's talk about first module 1. So first module 1, chapter 1 is nature, objective and scope of audit. This chapter has been allocated 4 to 6 marks. 4 to 6 marks means suppose total paper is 100 marks. If it is given weightage to 4 to 6 marks, then it means maximum 6 marks will be asked from group 1, chapter 1. So first chapter is group 1. Second chapter is audit strategy, audit planning, audit program, which is this chapter has been given weighted of 8 to 12 marks. It means total paper is 100 marks, means maximum marks will be asked from this chapter 12 marks. Third chapter I will talk about is risk assessment and internal control, which is also given weightage of 8 to 12 marks, means maximum marks will be asked from this chapter 12 marks. So and fourth chapter is audit evidence, which is very big chapter. If you will go through a study mat, it is almost very big chapter, but this chapter has been given weightage marks by 12 to 18 marks, means minimum 12 marks and maximum 18 marks will be asked from this chapter. And fifth chapter of module 1, audit of item of financial statement, which has been allocated marks by weightage by 12 to 20%. It is guys, this chapter is very big. Okay, so marks also has been allocated as compared to earlier chapter is maximum 20%. Okay, so now let's talk about module 2. First module 2, in module 2 first chapter is chapter 6, manage audit documentaries, which is almost like very 5 to very easy. And chapter 7 is completion and review, which has been allocated 8 to 12 marks. And chapter 8 is audit report. It is a very good chapter, and I think very interesting, very useful, and we generally use in the daily life. This chapter has been marks in 8 to 12%. And now chapter 9, a special feature of audit of different types of entity. I mean, it is basically focused on the government audit. This chapter has been allocated marks 12 to 18%. It's okay. And chapter 10 is audit of banks. Audit of banks is also audit. Guys, one thing here. Chapter 10 audit of banks has been included in chapter 9. It means if marks is allocated 12 to 18% of chapter 9, it means 12 to 80% included in chapter 9 and chapter 10, not only chapter 1. Okay, so chapter 9 is a special feature of audit of different types of entity, and chapter 10 and audit of banks. Both chapter will be asked 12 to 18%. Now last chapter of module 2 is chapter ethics and terms of audit engagement. Guys, this chapter is very easy and not very lengthy, not very big, but this chapter has been also allocated marks 8 to 10%. So guys, when you are preparing for the exam Gen attempt, so please keep in the mind which chapter you have to allocate more time and which chapter is less time, because when you are preparing for the exam, so first of all you should keep in mind you have to clear exam. You have also get knowledge, but before 1 month 2 months you keep in mind that which chapter give maximum marks, because if you focus that chapter, then you get maximum marks, and then it will help you to clear the exam. Otherwise what will happen, if any chapter which don't carry maximum marks, if you are focused, you give more time that chapter, it is not relevant and it is not worth for your exam. So while preparing for exam, make proper strategy so that you can do good, because without making proper strategy, I don't think you are going to good exam. And do hard work, smart work. Don't do hard work, do smart work, because I have watched so many interview of CA topper who got rank. Everyone mentioned, because everyone study, do hard work, even 15 hour 16 hour, and all they are not able to clear exam. Why? Because they are not doing a smart work, they are doing hard work. So what is smart work? Suppose for example if you are preparing for this subject, so while preparing a subject, you should keep in mind which chapter, how much time you have to allocate, so that it will help you clear the exam, especially before 1 year 2 month. Okay, but when you have enough time, like 1 year 8 month 9th month, then at that time you just get the knowledge, go through each and every subject, because knowledge knowledge always will help you even after clear exam, and knowledge never went worst. So please just focus this point. It is very crucial, and I think guys that thing only help you. Okay, so and second last thing one I am telling you guys, chapter 5 is very lengthy. As well as I think chapter 9 and 10, which has been allocated 12 to 18 marks, also is very lengthy. So and other chapter we will talk about is very not big size, there are not so many pages, so you should focus this chapter to get maximum marks, so that it will help you to clear the exam. All the very best guys.